up, Talkin fight fans? Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Knockout of the Week, featuring myself, Mike Orr, and my man Cedric in the den, doing it big like we always do, bringing you the Knockout of the Week. And you know what, guys? There wasn't many fights out there to watch, but yes, we did have a great knockout, and that in the fight of Gervonta Davis and Rolando Romero. Big fight. Cedric, let's talk about this one.
Yeah, man. I was saying this morning on the scorecard that I haven't been this excited for a 9-1 favorite fight, to watch a 9-1 favorite fight, and you know, because in normal circumstances, if you see that the odds are 9-1, you're probably gonna not even think it's a competitive fight. But Rolly talked himself into this position, and because a lot of people were believing that he was gonna win.
Yeah, man.
So he talked his way into the position. And the one thing I do appreciate about him, though, is that he fought the way he talked.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of guys will talk trash in the pre-fight conference. Yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then they get out there, and then it's a different ball game once they get that first. They feel that heat. They feel that heat. But Romero, he stuck to his word. Well, he didn't get the first round KO like he was predicting.
No,
but he was coming forward, and yeah, man, he did his thing until he walked into that.
Yo, he had Tank fighting from the outside, which was, you know, not the usual for Tank, man. And what a big shot, though, big left.
Yeah. He literally. And again, it wasn't just a random close your eyes and throw a punch throw. Like, he stepped back.
Yeah.
If you notice, he actually slipped first. Rolly threw a jab. Tank slipped it and threw the left at the same time. So again, it wasn't just a random bomb that he threw. Like, he backed up. He did a defensive move first, slipped to the outside, and banged him with that overhand left. Shout out to Carl from the UK. What up? Davis is very impressive, but did we learn anything new? Again, well, to me, you know, what's his record now? Now his record is 27-0. 27-0 with 20. I think he came into the fight 26.
26-0. He's now 27-0. You're correct.
27-0 with 25 knockouts.
Yeah.
So he's anything new is that you can be winning against the fight against Tank and still get slept, put to sleep to the end. So his power is real, and yeah, I believe in him.
Well, guys, yes, 5-time world champion Gervonta Tank Davis, boxing's hottest young attraction right now, has added to his fast-growing highlight reel, and you know, he retained that WBA lightweight title with a sensational knockout victory over previously unbeaten Rolando Romero last night, man. Guys, if you didn't have a chance to watch it, man, Davis, it was his return to the venue where he won his first world title via a star-making 2017 KO reel of Jose Pedraza. And honestly, this was a great fight, man. The fierce rivals finally settled their war of words in the ring in a highly anticipated.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too about the war of words. I always say it's always a great fight when the two guys really don't like each other in real life. I was saying this a couple of weeks ago, Carl. You could say something about this too. A couple of weeks ago with Amir Khan and Kell Brook, even though everybody knew that both guys were past their prime at the end of their careers, I knew it was going to be a good fight just because they don't like each other in real life, not just boxing wise, you know. So I knew they were both going to bring it, and it was going to be a good fight just because of that alone. And that reason why I brought that up is because these guys, Tank and Rolly, were really talking some serious trash to each other. Well, actually, not really. Tank seemed more calm and was just calm and collective, like he's already been here before and had guys trying to talk to him, and it's not fazing him. Rolly was talking like he was just talking.
Yeah.
But again, he you know, at least he tried to back it up. He fought the way he talked. And yeah, man, he's still got a good career. He's still early in his career, so he still has.
He's still a young cat. He's now 14-1. You know what? Let's just hope that is a lesson to him, not a loss. You know, while Romero was able to rise to his feet, referee David Fields had seen enough and waved off that. You know, the fight at 249 in the round, man. You know, The fight was fairly even statistically, with Davis only outlanding Romero 25-22, but with a significant edge in punch accuracy, 30% to 19, according to CompuBox. After the fight, Romero stated his intention of a rematch, while Davis thanked Romero for accepting the fight. So, it was a big thing, man. I did watch, watching this fight, watching Romero get back to his dressing room. He was very out of it. Even on the walk back, he didn't stay in the ring for afterwards.
I think that was more embarrassment because I think in the moment he was more embarrassed because just because all the talking that he was doing, he predicted a first round KO, and then he got KO'd later on in the fight. So I think it was more embarrassment why he left the ring right away. He did show up to the post-fight press conference and still had the same confidence he did before the fight.
Yeah.
He said he felt he won every round. He felt he felt he was dominating.
CompuBox gave him the first two. CompuBox, I believe, gave him the first two.
I gave him the first three. I had Rolly winning the fight up until the knockout. I had Rolly winning the first 3 rounds and then Tank the last 2 going into that last round.
Yeah,
I thought at the end, the last minute of the third quarter of the third round.
Football season coming up, eh?
Playoff was Game 7 tonight, Boston and Miami. That's on my mind. So at the end of the third round, Tank started. I felt Tank started to pick it up a little bit. Fourth round, like rounds 3, 4, and 5, I marked as close rounds. Mm-hmm. Rounds 3 I marked for Rolly, and 4 and 5 I got for Tank, but they were close rounds. I just thought slowly Tank was working his way up, like figuring his timing, figuring out what he can do. Rolly does have respectable power at the post-fight press conference. That's why I always like listen to the post-fight press conference, because like the fighters will tell you like what really happened during the fight. And Tank admitted, he said, I felt his power. He does have power. Tank did admit that. He said he got caught early and he knew he had to be careful.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why he wasn't throwing as much in those first couple of rounds. He got caught and he knew he had to, really be on point for that counter punch.
Yeah, so, yeah. Definitely. They were both really feeling each other in the first 2 rounds. They were really feeling each other out, man, showing respect of power for both sides, right? Mm-hmm. As Rolly Romero, man, he does have that power. He displayed that in his press conference workout. He's got big power in those hands. I think he was just letting his emotion take over a little too much, and he wasn't able to sit down on those punches the way he wanted to. Also, Davis was moving a lot around the outside of the ring, something that, Davis is not really, that's not his comfort zone, man. He's usually the one pressing. He's usually the one in the center of the ring, standing his ground. But, Rolly had him on the defense, man, and had him, fighting off that back foot on that counter shot. And it goes to show you with that big left hand, slip that jab, come out, throws up that big left. Rolly Romero had nothing to do but just hit the mat. If those ropes weren't there, he would have ended up in the lap of the judges.
Oh, yes, thanks for bringing that up. Yes, because his momentum was coming forward so much, and he walked into that straight left. If those ropes weren't there, that would have been a face first.
Yeah, he would have been face first, right down. I'm surprised he got back to his feet as quick as he did. Just to show the kid's got heart and those survival instincts. He did get up, man, but the referee stopped it perfectly, man. It was a good call. Romero was not ready to step back in there and take another couple of shots from Davis. He was not with it. He still looked like he wasn't with it on his way back to the dressing room. Still kind of dazed, still wondering what's going on. That was a big shot. Definitely when you watch it in slow-mo. Carl, don't kill me, Carl. Yes, thank you. Yes, man, I got the summer, man. It's Hawaiian, the Hawaiian stuff, He's loving my shirt.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but honestly, man, big fight last night. Great results, man. Tank Davis coming through. He did it a little earlier than I thought he was going to do. I was calling it for 8th, 9th round.
Oh, hold on, Mike. Can you please confirm? Because I texted a few people that are acting like they don't believe me. Can you please confirm that I did predict a 6th round KO?
Yes.
For the fight.
Yes, he did.
Thank you,
folks. He predicted it. It happened. 6th round KO. It was predicted by Cedric. Go back to the archives of this show, and you will see that we talk about it in great depth. And I called it a little later on in the rounds. It was called by Cedric. 6th round KO. He came through. Big one there, man. That's for sure. It's out of Graham's wardrobe. No, if it's not Graham's wardrobe, I'd be wearing a bow tie with it.
Honestly, other quick questions there, Mike. Carl's asking, does Tank re-sign with Mayweather? That's I believe he will. I think what's happening is just like any athlete in any sport, they're just testing the waters to see if anybody's going to offer more money. You know, just to see what other offers are out there. You know, you got Eddie Hearn, you got Top. I don't think he's going to sign with Top Rank.
No.
You got Eddie Hearn, you got a few other guys out there. So it's going to be interesting. There, you know, I'm assuming he's just going to take the best offer. Whoever's going to give me the most money, I'm going to go with them. So
he made $2 million last night off that fight. Rolando Romero walked away with $500,000. Tank Davis was guaranteed that $2 million, win or lose. You know, he did it in great fashion and won that $2 million with a great knockout, man, to improve his record to now 27-0. You know what? Also in that fight, though, we got to talk about you know, the undercard a little bit. It was a great fight, man. In the co-main event, Cuban Star, Irslanda Lara, 29-3-3 with 17 KOs, dominated.
Yeah, he dominated.
Who was 31-5, 21 KOs.
That was a good stoppage, a rightful stoppage by the referee.
Yeah, definitely. You know, two-division champion who landed 54% of his power punches in the bout. Laura waited patiently for, you know, his opening against the aggressive O'Sullivan and broke through for the first time late in round 4. He sent O'Sullivan down in the closing moments of the round with a blistering counter left hand that hurt him before dropping him with a straight right hand. O'Sullivan was again saved by the bell in round 5 as Laura hurt him as the round, you know, came down to an end there. He came with a right hook, straight left combination, showing the precision that has made him renowned as one of the sport's most skilled fighters for years. Laura struck again at the end of round 7, wobbling O'Sullivan severely moments before the bell rang again. After receiving attention from the ringside physician before round 8, O'Sullivan ran into another straight left hand from Laura early in the round, prompting referee Estevez to wave off the belt with 23 seconds into the frame. You know, the telecast also saw rising star Jesus Mano Romanos earn a unanimous decision win over rugged battler Luke Santamera. You know what? It's crazy fights, man. 21-year-old Ramos was able to impose his size advantage from the outset, man, pushing Santamera backward and forcing him into the fight to fight off the ropes for much of the fight. With the victory, Ramos was able to avenge his uncle, Abel Ramos, who lost to Santamera in February. So, you know what? There's some grudges last night, man, in those fights. It was great. I thoroughly enjoyed the only fight that we got to watch this weekend. It was wonderful, man. But shout out to our man, Gervonta Tank Davis, coming through with that.
Yeah, real quick, Carl in chat saying you taking a bow because you got one right at last. No, actually, Carl. I predicted Charlo's 10th round knockout of Castano. And I also predicted Bivol to beat Canelo. I predicted Bivol by split decision. He won by unanimous.
Yeah.
So no, I get
no, he gets a few right. He gets a few right. Can the channel give Mike a budget for some clothing, please? Eventually. So all you subscribers out there, please buy those memberships so that I can get a new shirt to please our friend and comrade over in the UK, Carl at Last Bell Boxing, because unfortunately this shirt's a little too bright and it might be blinding him this afternoon. Yes, Talkin Fight fans, thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Knockout of the Week. Shout out to our man Gervonta Tank Davis retaining his title. I believe this is what this was his 12th title defense, and been successful, man. And you know what? Congratulations to you with the Knockout of the Week. Shout out to our man Carl from the UK. If you haven't yet, man, check that out. Last Bell Boxing. You can find that on YouTube. Great show every Thursday. Shout out to you, Carl. Thanks for all the comments. Definitely, yeah, let's start a GoFundMe page for me and my shirts. Cedric, you have anything you want to say before you get out of here?
Nothing, man. Just closing remarks on Tank. You know, that 135-pound area division is stacked with some good fights.
Definitely.
What is next for both fighters? Rolly's still young in his career. He still has a good career against ahead of him. He just went up against one of the hardest punchers in boxing, one of the strongest knockout artists in the sport of boxing, and did good and was winning the fight until he got stopped. So I think he still has a good future in front of him. As for Tank, financially, I probably what thing I want to see is I want to see him stop Ryan Garcia.
That's what I think next for him.
It's a good fight that can be made.
Next. I think we have to see that next. I think it's got to be Tank, Ryan Garcia. We got to get that one done. We got to get it on the books and settled before the end of this year. I think it'll be a great fight, and that definitely that will be a war between two very skilled boxers, and that definitely needs to happen. First thing for Tank, though, he's got to figure out where he's signing first, and that's the first thing for him. Then we can address that whole maybe rematch with Romero. I don't know if that'll really happen. Some people might want to see it. Some people might not want to see it at all. But that's what it is, man. It's boxing. Shout out to all you guys who tuned in today for this episode of the Knockout of the Week. Make sure you join us next week. Same time, same channel, new Knockout. And join us tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what it is, man. Prospects. We'll be touching on them from around the world. Come join us, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't, like and share. Tell all your friends. Hit up talkinfight.com. Hit that subscribe. You know what to do. Shout out to Carl for all the comments. Much love and respect. We'll be in touch. We'll see you Thursday. Little man, I'm watching you too, brother. I'm watching you too. You know what it is, man. We'll see you next week. Same time, same channel, new Knockout. Knuckle up.